Well, welcome. Great to have you here, having you tune in as always. Let's start to settle in. You lie back, you close your eyes, and you breathe. And taking the time to settle in. Taking the time to slow down. Remembering as you settle in here, there's no need to overcomplicate it. You want it to feel easy. Doesn't mean it always is easy to slow down, but you don't want to make it harder than it has to be. So no need to scold yourself, to judge yourself if it doesn't happen. Instead, you just take the time. Just watch the breath as it moves in and moves out. You feel the body as it lies back against the floor. Noticing that softening around the edges. Let it be natural. Just a couple more breaths, just a few more moments out of the day. And your next inhale is a nice deep, full inhale. You fill the belly, fill the chest, and as you're ready, you release the breath, drawing your knees in. You wrap your arms around your shins, hugging your thighs tight. You gently rock from side to side. That sense of movement, swaying the body. Then back to center, hands behind your knees as you rock from the tailbone to the shoulder blades. Nice long line. Nice and smooth. The next inhale draws you all the way up to sitting. You sit tall. The back of the neck is long, the eyes remain closed. You take a moment. Then as you inhale, you rise up. Tadasana. You find your balance. The feet are firm, shoulders back. The eyes are closed. Palms together at your heart. And on inhale, you take the arms up, lengthening. And exhale, you fold forward over your legs. You get the hands to the floor and inhale, right foot steps back, low lunge. Left foot back, plank pose. And exhale as you lower towards the floor. Inhale forward, broadening the collarbone. And exhale, you press back down dog. You settle in. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot. Inhale, full extension. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg reaches back. Right leg back. And exhale. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Give your body time to open up. Give it time to warm up and wake up. Inhale, left foot. Exhale, right. Inhale, full extension. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right. Left. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Feel long. From hand to hip, heel to hip. Nice and grounded. Allowing for those lines to open up. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Right. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, full extension. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale right, left, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You let your head hang. Just going along for the ride. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale left, right, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale and exhale. You relax your arms, you close your eyes if they've opened. Tadasana. Nice and steady. And with the big toes touching heels slightly apart, you bend the knees, drop the hips, and sweep the arms. You sit low and but you keep that weight balance in your feet. You feel grounded and steady. In turn, you're able to lift the torso up so you're vertical through the upper body, sitting upright. Then exhale, you fold forward over your legs. You catch hold of whatever you got, your toes, your ankles, your shins, that you grab on as you draw the torso down. The tailbone's tilting up, the head's hanging heavy. Nice long line. Opening up that backside. Heel to hip, hip to low, back down to the base of the skull. Then inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, float or step back. Down dog or vinyasa. Inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward. Warrior one. The back heel spins down as the torso sweeps up. That front knee is bending as close to 9 degrees as you like. That strong stance. Nice and stable. And sweeping the arms behind your back. You release the fingers, broadening the collarbone. And exhale, you bow forward, just inside that right thigh. The head hangs heavy. The arms draw away from your back so you stay broad across the collarbone. And the torso drapes. Yeah, that strong stance, foot to foot, holding you steady. Inhale, warrior one. The arms sweep up. You take a breath, set it up. And then exhale, hands to the floor as you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. Inhale the left leg. And exhale, you step the foot forward. Warrior one. Keep that pressure into the outer edge of that right foot. There's always that tendency to start to roll towards the arch side of the foot, but you want to try and flatten it out. Pushing down in that outer edge. So you feel that grip from foot to foot. Holding yourself steady. The tailbone drawing down the torso, then lifting up from there. Exhale, you take the arms behind your back. You broaden out as you fold forward. Humble warrior. You breathe. When the body surrender to the gravity, the head hanging, those legs are strong. Inhale, warrior one. Nice and smooth. And exhale, hands to the floor as you make your way to down dog. Then exhale, right foot forward, warrior two. The back heel spins down. The hips and chest are broad to the long edge of the mat. That back foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. As you sit down behind that right thigh, you're externally rotating and wrapping the outer hip under. Your adductor, the inner thigh, rolls up so that knee is reaching straight ahead. Keeping that broad line through the inner thigh. Then straightening the right leg. You turn the toes in so both feet are parallel to the short edge. Then pinch the heels as the knees bend. The elbows bend 90 degrees, goddess pose. You let those hips sit. The quads actively holding the angle of the knee, holding you in place here. The shoulder blades hug towards each other. Inhale, extending the forelimbs. Those right toes turn forward, that left heel spins out, warrior two once again. Then reaching forward, side angle, elbow to thigh or hand to the floor. You take that left bicep next to the left hip. Nice long line from that left wrist to shoulder, hip to heel. Extending that line, opening you up. If you want to bind, feel free. Inhale, warrior two. Nice and smooth, right back up. And exhale, hands to the floor as you step back. Exhale, the left foot forward. Warrior two. You soften your eyes. You settle in. You feel stable with that stance. Active with those legs rolling away, broadening out across the line. Starting to wake up those adductors, the inner thigh, to groin. Then inhale, straightening that left leg. You turn the toes in. You pinch the heels, bend the knees, goddess pose. As you sit lower, you may notice your tailbone starts to roll back. Your abdomen rolls forward, and then you start to take this bend in your low back. You want to keep the hips scooped under. That may mean you got to lift up a little bit to get those hips to set neutral. Then you try and sit only as low as you can go before those hips start to tilt. Your back is tall and long. It's neutral, the torso. Good. Inhale, extend the limbs. Spin those heels out as those left toes turn forward, warrior two. Take your time, set your stance, and when you're ready, then you reach forward, elbow to thigh or hand to the floor. Now right arm goes long. Again, you bind if you like, but don't be in any rush. You want to roll that top side back. That left hip then is hugging to the midline of the mat. So you're rolling over top that left thigh. It builds the tension to the adductors, the inner thigh, of that left leg, giving you that nice deep stretch as the torso opens up. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, hands to the floor. You find your up to down dog. Inhale the right leg. And exhale, you step the foot forward. High lunge. The back heel stays lifted. The torso sweeps up. You play that game of tug of war with the thighs here. That right thigh is pulling forward. That left thigh is pulling back. So that it starts to open that long line from the back of that right knee all the way back to the front of the left knee. In that nice open range of motion of your hips. Then palms together, thumbs to your heart, as you fold and twist over to the right. Revolve side angle. You can broaden, you can bind. But like just about everything else we do in yoga, you want to feel long. The crown of the head's extending out past the top edge of your mat, while that left heel's pulling back behind you. And inhale, high lunge. And exhale, hands to the floor. You choose your route. Then inhale, the left leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward. High lunge. You settle in. A steady breath. Notice if it feels like your low back's taking a lot of tension here, especially if it's starting to curve forward. If so, you want to engage your abdominal wall. Your abs hug in, that'll help draw the tailbone down so that your back feels long. Then palms to the thumbs to your heart as you fold and twist over to the left. Revolve side angle. Inhale, high lunge. Nice full breath on top. And then exhale, you find your way back. Nice and smooth with the breath. And exhale the right foot forward. You're going to just walk yourself over to the left edge of the mat, turning the feet with you. So your feet are parallel. And on exhale, you fold forward between your legs. Trying to get those palms flat. If they're flat, you start to walk them back. Trying to get your fingers and toes in line with each other. The elbows bend as those palms glue to the floor, and it draws you down into it. As always with our wide leg folds, avoid putting your head down. If your head touches down, just bring those feet closer together so your hips lift higher, giving you more vertical space. Because instead of leaning forward trying to get your head down, you're trying to go through your legs. Then inhale, you lift up halfway, hands to your hips, and inhale the rest of the way up. From here, we're going to turn those right toes forward. That left heel spins out on you, setting up for pyramid pose. You adjust your stance so you feel steady. Then when you're ready, the arms behind your back, reverse prayer, palms together, fingers pointing up, or opposite elbows. Either one, they're just trying to help you get your shoulders to roll back. So you feel like you're leading with your sternum, the center of your chest, as you fold forward over that right leg. Nice deep stretch for those 3 hamstring muscles. Inhale, you rise up. You bring your arms around, palms together to your heart. And you just take one big step to draw that right or that left knee forward, standing tall on your right leg. With that left knee lifted, you open it up. We're going into half-bound lotus forward fold. So you're putting that left foot high up on your right thigh for half lotus. Now, if this doesn't work for you, it just doesn't work, your knee bothers you, your hip is, whatever it may be, you can always work camper's pose. You just let that left ankle slide down just above your right knee so that you make that figure 4 with your legs. Well, if you're working camper's pose, you think about sitting your hips down, maybe leaning into it a bit so you start to get that stretch to that left hip. If that left foot's high up in half lotus, you start by working the bind. That left arm wraps around your back, and you're trying to catch hold of that left big toe. If you can't quite catch the toe, you just grab that right elbow. It helps you start to work that left shoulder back. And the more it works back, the more you're able to get that hand down to catch that foot. If you feel steady holding that foot or the elbow, next step is starting to think about folding forward over that right leg. You can always release that right hand to grab that right ankle as you feel steady. Keep it simple so you stay in control. Whether you're working campers or half-bound lotus forward fold, nice and stable on one leg. Then nice and smooth, you start to rise up from wherever you are. You stand tall and you place that left foot on the floor. Tadasana. You relax your arms, you close your eyes, you take a breath. Then inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, float or step. And exhale the left foot forward. You walk yourself over to the right edge of the mat as you turn your feet. You lift up halfway. This time you take your arms into a T. And on exhale, you sweep the arms behind your back, interlace the fingers as you fold forward. The head hangs heavy. Those hip flexors engaged to help pull the torso down. Feels like you're tilting your tailbone towards the ceiling. Using the strength of one part of the body so as to stretch another part. Then inhale, you lift all the way back up. You relax your arms. Pyramid pose to that left leg. So those left toes turn forward. That right heel spins out. You get those hips to square. Usually that means that back foot needs to step over to the right just a touch so your hips can come around that corner. Then the arms behind your back, reverse prayer or opposite elbows. Either one, just to get those shoulders back, your collarbone broad, and you lead with the center of your chest. Folding long out over that left thigh. Inhale, you rise up. You bring those arms around in front of you, hands to your heart. And one big step to draw that right knee forward. So you stand tall on that left leg. Then that left knee or that right knee is lifted. So you open it up. And you're placing that right foot high on the left thigh for half lotus. Or you let it slide down for camper's pose. Remember, if you're working camper's pose, you sit those hips. And you want to try and lean into it, trying to stick your hips out behind you so that you get that stretch to that right hip. If you're working your half lotus, that foot's coming high. It's the edge of the foot. The edge of that right foot's trying to line up with that hip crease right there. So you get it high. Thigh externally rotates as it draws down, trying to hold that foot in there. And that right arm wraps around your back. Either catching on to that left elbow or catching hold of that right big toe. You can stay upright and just work that there, trying to work that bone, trying to steady it out. Or if you feel comfortable, nice and slow, you want to keep it together as you fold forward over that left leg. Maybe releasing that left hand to the left ankle. Nice and steady. You start to rise up. You relax your arms. Try not to drop that right foot. You want to just place it back down, controlling it from start to finish. Tadasana. And take a breath. Then inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway, exhale, down dog. With or without a vinyasa. Inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward outside your right hand, setting up for lizard. That left knee can stay lifted or lowers down. And you start to bow towards the floor. One forearm, maybe two touchdown. Let the torso surrender. Isolating that flexion at that right hip. Remember, going lower, you'll find that if you let that right thigh roll out off to the side like that, you're usually able to get a lot lower. But all that's doing is putting rotation, external rotation at that right hip. And we're trying to keep that thigh in and tight to the side of the body. So we isolate flexion, the movement of the torso past that thigh. So try and keep that leg up. Don't worry about how low you go. Instead, you worry and you feel how it feels. Inhale, you rise up. Straight Straight arms inside that right foot. You lift that back knee if it touched down, and then you step that left foot forward outside your left hand, coming into a squat. We're here for a breath as we make our way to crow pose. If you know crow, you go right into it. Otherwise, keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Don't discount yourself before you even start. One step at a time is all you got to do. Step one, fingers spread wide, hands flat on the floor, shoulder distance. Then you lift your hips up so that you can get your weight out over top your hands. Your elbows start to bend and your knees touch your triceps. That's step two. Step three is as simple as leaning forward. You start to shift your body weight. You feel it moving forward. Your hands get heavy, your toes get light. You find that tipping point where you're balancing on your hands. Don't rush it. Don't try and throw yourself or jump into it. Instead, it's that slow, controlled movement. Another breath or two, and then you find your way to down dog. You can float, you can step. You choose your route. Inhale the left leg. And exhale, you step the foot forward outside that left hand for lizard. Right knee is up or down. And you just surrender to gravity. One forearm, maybe two. That left thigh hugs in towards the side of your torso as you go down. The other little trick that you might find, instead of rotating that thigh directly, even though it's still rotating the thigh, we start to drop this outer hip. In this case, it'd be that right hip. We kind of drop that right hip down. So now we're twisting into that thigh. Even though the orientation of the torso has changed, what we're still doing is that rotation, external rotation at that left hip. So you try and keep your hips square. Try and keep your chest square with the floor. You're just going straight down. Inhale, you rise up. You lift that back knee. And you step the foot forward, coming into a squat. You take a couple breaths here, hanging deep in those hips, working that flexion. Make your way to crow when you're ready. If you want new variations, feel free. Do side crow, flying crow. Otherwise, you keep it simple. Palms flat, fingers wide, hips lift, the weight shifts forward. Start shifting that weight here, trying to get out over top. You want to have your elbows over your wrists. If you try and keep those elbows behind your wrists, you're never going to be able to get enough weight forward to find that balancing point. Knees on the triceps, and you lean. And if you look at my elbows, they're out in front of my wrists. Trying to hold them back here is pretty hard to do. Get out in front. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust your balance, your control. You find your way to down dog in a breath or two when you're ready. No rush. Then sliding forward in a plank. You roll to the left side, side plank. Left hand outer edge of that left foot. You can lower that left knee. But once you set your edge, you're going to drape that right arm next to your right ear. Extended side plank. The hips lift. Nice long arced line from that right wrist all the way down to that right foot. And keep that control through your abdominal wall as you come to center. So that that right foot, that top one, nice and smooth, can step right back up to the top edge of the mat. We're going into warrior two from here. So that left heel spins in, and that left arm sweeps up. You straighten out your right leg. You reach forward, triangle pose. Right hand lands down, left arm reaches up. Nice and long. Extending forward, broadening out. Inhale, rising up, making our way into revolved triangle. So that left foot is going to turn it so that your hips can square off. Right hand's on the right hip, left arm reaches up. You fold forward about halfway, and you rotate. Left hand lands down, right arm reaches up. Good. Exhale, hands to the floor as you make your way to down dog. Then sliding forward in plank, and you roll to the right. Side plank. Right hand outer edge of the right foot. Maybe you lower that right knee. But as you feel steady, that left arm drapes overhead. The hips lift. You feel nice and controlled. Nice and strong on that lateral line. And take the time trying to control that transition. As you come to center, that left foot steps forward, low lunge. That right heel then spins in as you sweep up, warrior two. You straighten out that left leg, and you reach forward, triangle pose. On your next inhale, you rise up, making our way into revolved triangle. So that right foot turns in. Just like with pyramid pose, you might find you get a little more control and a little more stability by moving that right foot, that back one, over to the right, just a touch, so that your hips can square. Your feet are then side by side oriented rather than trying to have them one in front of the other. Left hands to left hip, right arm reaches up. You fold forward about halfway, and you rotate. And left arm lifts up. If you feel like this is a balancing pose, you're trying to hang onto the edge, trying to find those legs under you, back off with a twist a bit and find those legs. Make your adjustments you need. You want to feel steady. Maybe that back foot comes forward. Maybe it goes back. Like I said earlier, maybe it goes off to the side a little bit more so that you can come around. Stabilizing yourself. You don't want to feel like you're standing on a tightrope, like you're just barely hanging on to it here. You should feel grounded. You should feel stable so that your torso is able to rotate and extend forward at the same time. Then exhale, hands to the floor. And you choose your way to down dog. and sliding forward into plank. And on exhale, you lower to the floor. And you stack your hands. You rest your cheek. You take a breath. Preparing for 3 rounds of Cobra. Hands under your shoulders. Elbows in tight. Tops of the feet firm to the mat, and on your next inhale, you peel your head, your chest, your palms up off the mat. And exhale, relax. That's full breath. Then inhale, you rise once again, baby cobra or full cobra, planting the palms, straightening those arms as much as you want. Keep those shoulders down. Your collarbones broad, your sternum, the center of your chest is reaching forward. Exhale, relax. Third and final one. On an inhale, you rise up. Baby cobra, full cobra, or king cobra. Especially if you're working king cobra or full cobra, you don't want to bury your upper chest in your shoulders. Keep those shoulders back. Your upper chest is leading you forward enough. Then exhale, relax. You stack the hands. You let the body fall against the floor. And hands under your shoulders as you press your hips to your heels. Child's pose. You tuck yourself in. And inhale, you rise up. You're going to sit over to the left side of your feet, setting up for a half spinal twist. That right foot, the one on top of the stack, steps over top that left foot. Over top that left knee. You can always take that left leg straight. That'll ease up that stepping over. Then that right hand's behind you, left arm reaches up. And on exhale, you twist. Hooking that left elbow outside, that right thigh. Or you can just hug that thigh. Then back to center, and you switch sides. So that right leg will tuck under, that left foot steps over, half spinal twist. Maybe you take that right leg straight, left hand's behind you, right arm reaches, and on exhale you twist, hooking the elbow or hugging that thigh. Back to center. You take the legs out in front, Paschimottanasana. The arms reach up, and exhale, you fold forward. You catch hold of whatever you got. You bow your head, close your eyes. Then reaching long out beyond your feet as you rise up. You sweep the arms around in front, parallel to the floor. And on exhale, you lower yourself down onto your back. Come to lie flat. Once down, you bend the knees. The feet are flat. setting up for 3 rounds of back bends. The arms alongside the body for bridge or hands above the shoulders for upward facing bow. And on your next inhale, you push down into your feet to lift your hips, low back, middle back, upper back if you want. But you're firm into those feet, pushing down, lifting the hips so that your abdomen opens up. And exhale, relax. Nice full breath. Then inhale, you rise once again. Exhale, relax. Third and final one. On an inhale, you push down to go up. And exhale, relax. Whenever you come down, you draw your knees into your chest, you wrap your arms around your shins. Nice tight squeeze. And the arms alongside the body, preparing for shoulder stand. The legs go straight up. You hang out right there. Or you take those toes towards the floor beyond your head. Once your hips lift, you bend your elbows, hands against the low back, as you send those legs up. Let your eyes close. You're trying to rest upside down. The legs over the heart, assisting that venous flow, that flow back towards the heart. A few more breaths if you want any variations. And coming back to center, toes towards the floor beyond your head for plow. Hips are high, low back's open. You release your hands, fingers point forward, and nice and easy you unravel. Come to lie flat on your back. The legs are straight, the arms alongside the body, preparing for fish. Press down into your hands and elbows to lift the head and torso. You arc the spine, you roll the shoulders back. You release the crown head towards the floor. Then exhale, you lower down. You draw your knees into your chest, nice tight squeeze. You take the arms into cactus arms, elbows bend 90 degrees, and you release the knees over to the left. One final twist. And back to center, and over to the right. Back to center. And you extend the legs, Shavasana. Slowly begin taking deeper inhales, more active exhales. Gently waking the body back up. You start to wiggle the fingers and toes. You roll the wrists and ankles, arms and legs. Then turn the palms flat down onto the ground, gripping the floor as you inhale, grounding yourself. And exhale, you draw your knees into your chest. You wrap your arms around your shins. And you rock over to your right side. You rest there for a moment and see the full potential. And when you're ready on inhale, you slowly rise up to sitting. And come into a comfortable seated posture. The spine is tall, shoulders are back. Chest is lifted, heart is open. Back of the neck is long and the eyes remain closed. Then palms together at heart center, thanking yourself and each other for being here. Clear mind, peaceful mind. Peaceful speech, loving speech. Loving heart, clear heart. Namaste. Thank you all for joining. As always, hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.